So Mitch McConnell had something to say about Joe Biden and the Democrats' infrastructure deal. Take a look at this.
Exactly when American workers are counting on an economic recovery, Democrats want to slap the economy with a massive set of tax increases. So look, this infrastructure plan is cut from the same cloth as the Democrats' voting rights bill. Both these subjects are ripe for bipartisan work. Both are subjects the Senate has addressed in the past with thoughtful compromises that have earned broad support. And both are issues where the American people will reject a far-left approach that makes their lives worse.
You know, it baffles me, completely befuddles me, how these are the people that the Democrats so often and so continuously struggle to defeat. This guy, these people, these are the people that the Democrats can't seem to overcome in the battle of ideas or whatever. Man, oh man, it shows you how bad they are, doesn't it? But let's get into this. So he says exactly when American workers are counting on an economic recovery, Democrats want to slap the economy with a massive set of tax increases. Wow, well, let's take a look into these tax increases. So, if you're not familiar with Joe Biden's tax plan, just listen up for a second. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm going to highlight a couple of points that you should know about. They don't concern you. So Joe Biden's tax proposal to apply payroll taxes to those earning more than $400,000. What percentage of people in this country earn more than $400,000? Less than 5%. He says exactly when American workers are counting on economic recovery, Democrats want to slap the economy with a massive set of tax increases. Less than 5% of people would be seeing their taxes get raised. Joe Biden also wants to increase I think the top tax rate to 39% for those earning more than $1 million per year. How many people earn more than $1 million per year? That would be the top 1%. Wow. Look at that. He also wants to increase the estate tax. I don't even need to get into that one. You see, this fear mongering, it's all to entice the Republicans' rabbit base because they don't listen for facts. They don't give a fuck about about what's actually true. They just hear, tax increases, socialism, communism, and then, everything else goes out the window. This is a farce. This is a farce, and it's rank propaganda from bitch McConnell here that's just trying to spew lies. And it's not really lies. Well, it is lies, but he's not telling you the entire truth. In fact, this tax plan, in my opinion, isn't progressive enough. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, their proposals were to raise taxes on people making, I think it was over 125,000 or maybe over 150,000. Joe Biden goes to 400,000. So he's less progressive than Hillary and Barack in that respect. But let's get into what else he had to say. He of course had to take a hit at the non-voting rights bill. Of course, we know that the Republicans want to make it more difficult for you to vote. He's referring to H.R. 1, which has a slew of progressive and good legislation in it that would make it easier for people to vote and strengthen people's right to vote overall. He said the American people will reject this. He says for the far left approach makes their lives worse. Please elaborate on that. First of all, what is a far left approach? What do you define as a far left approach? Was Joe Biden's stimulus package a far left approach? Because that was overwhelmingly popular. People loved it when they got that $1,400 check. If you're watching this video and you got one, I'm sure you didn't complain when it came in the mail or however you received it, direct deposit, whatever. No, that was overwhelmingly popular. No, people love it when you give them money. I love it when people give me money. So what is this far left approach that he speaks of? So let's take something like government run healthcare. If we nationalize healthcare system, would people rebel in the streets and burn down buildings if our government were to say, hey, look, we've had an enlightenment. We're charging you too much. You're paying all these insurance companies, big pharma, they're robbing you. We're going to provide you government run healthcare like every other developed country does. Will we see riots in the streets? Will the people reject that far left idea, something that every other developed country has somehow figured out how to do, and they're more successful than us in that regard? No, we wouldn't. You want to know why? Because these far left approaches that he speaks of is overwhelmingly popular. The people were rejected. They didn't reject the stimulus package. No, they didn't. They liked it. It was popular. They love it when you give them money. Okay? I mean, this is their line of attack. This is all that they have. This is all that they have. Take Joe Biden's tax plan and say like, oh, he's going to raise your taxes. No, he's not raising your taxes. He's raising their taxes. He wants to raise the corporate tax. He wants to raise the estate tax. And these tax increases, by the way, he only wants to increase them ever so little. It's not that progressive of a tax plan anyway. He's not going back to the FDR days. I mean, you can look at it side by side and go number for number. Okay? I mean, that's just a fact of the matter. But this is the Republican line of attack, and it may land with some of their base. It may land with all of the base. Who knows? But the people are definitely wising up, and they're definitely seeing through this bullshit. I mean, Joe Biden doesn't want to raise taxes on working Americans, and that's what Mitch McConnell wants you to think. Man, it really baffles me how the Democrats struggle to beat people like this. My God.